We all have a story, so I know that when I do tell mine, it inspires the next person. Damn, she did that. Maybe I can, and not tell their story into the public, but maybe they could go back to their parents and say, you did this to me, and it wasn't okay.
You go, boy.
I don't care about the top 10, the top 5, or who the best is. Money straight, my fam straight. I'm George straight, that's Texas. Angel wings on a Lambo. Praise the Lord, that's a blessing. Bentley truck like Lex Luger. Yeah, nigga, I'm flexing. I'm Richard Sherman, I back it up. And your mama, I stack it up. Hey, Poppy, yo, Gotti. Swear to God, I rack it up. Still Jersey, that's all day.
You go, boy.
Yo, 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 yo! What's up, what's up, what's up, Marv? Do your thing, play the drops, play the drops, play the drops, play the drops. He does this for the first 10 minutes, so we're gonna sing it, we're gonna sing it.
Yesterday's slice,
We have the most drops on Bravery Network. Proud of that, proud of that, proud of that. Ric Flair's here, gang's all here. It's your boy! You go, boy!
You go, boy.
Give me another one of those.
You go, boy.
Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. It's the holiday season, so we're in a giving mood and a receiving mood on this show right here. On this show, on this side.
You go, boy.
It's your boy. Your boy's back with a vengeance as always.
Yahtzee.
Before we begin, big round of applause to all the subscribers on all the channels as always. Your boy's blown up. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you know the deal. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. This has been an amazing year. I believe this is going to be the last episode of the year. Maybe might fit in a couple more here or there. Who knows? But I had to get my girl on. Girl power. Girl power. But we're coming to you live from Bravery Studios.
Bravery up.
In lovely Garfield, New Jersey. The marvelous one, the drop god, is on the boards.
Marvelous.
Playing drops is like his favorite thing. Aside from Rocco the dog, it's drops. But no, we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna skip the BS and the osh-bosh-bagosh on tonight's episode 34, 35. I don't even know what number we're on. 34. We've got a business owner. We've got the wax guru, the first mom of Bravery Studios. She's a podcaster. She's just a boss. Just a boss. Capital B, capital O, S. Mom life. Married life. Business owner life again. Cat owner. Cat mom. On tonight's episode of the U-Goboy Podcast, we got my girl Ash Lazu. What's up, girl? Yeah. Yes, sir. So, thanks for pulling up, girl. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you having me on.
Of course.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes, long time coming. First time we were on camera was on the other show, and this time it's you pulled up to mine, so that's cool. I did your show last week. By the time this airs, it'll be a minute ago, but I did your show, Exposed with Ash. We'll get to that. We're gonna get to your business. We're gonna get to your entrepreneur life, mom life, married life, all the lives, many lives, days of our lives.
All those hats that I gotta put on.
Multiple hats. Anybody knows anything about hats? She boys. Yes, another diamonds up forever.
Diamonds are forever.
And let me get that Scott Hall real quick.
One more for the good guy.
Rest in peace to Scott Hall. So let's kick things off. You've got an incredible story. We're going to get into it. We do unfiltered, authentic conversations on this show, hence the merch. Grab yourself some merch. U-Goboy merch is always link below.
You go, boy.
But where did it all begin? Where did your story, your amazing story? Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of unpacking.
Ooh.
A lot of unpacking. This is a storage
so you're
unit.
doing what I do,
Yes,
basically.
yes, that's what we do on here. That's what we do on this side. Let's start with growing up. Growing up in Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in
Well,
Patterson.
I lived all over. So like to just kind of briefly sum it up, because it's like
It's
there's
chapters.
a lot
It's
to
chapters.
unpack.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot.
Yeah.
I grew up for the first half when my parents were married. They are young parents. So they were young. Well, they're still young. Let me stop. 4 kids before 24. So if you look at our age now, it's like, hold on. You know, back then it's like you see your parents as your parents. You don't see them as a young, you know what I mean? Somebody that's still young.
Yeah.
They're old no matter what. So 4 kids before 24. I think they had their house at 25, and we lived in Hilden, New Jersey. And it was, to me, in my perception, things were great. Things were good. We would, you know, it was good. When they got divorced, I was around 11, 12 years old. And that was where it was just a major shift. It was, again, they're still young-minded. So the way they handled things, I'm sure they know now it wasn't okay. But there was a lot of abuse, just mental, physical, just any kind of abuse that has a name and a definition behind it, that was present. So, it was a very chaotic environment, and DIFUS was called multiple times. So, you know, not to get into detail with stuff like that. And when I'm trying to be as fair as possible in my perception of things, because everybody has their own individual life.
Yeah, but you gotta tell your truth at the same time. So so you're allowed to take it wherever you want to take it.
You know what I say all the time?
Yes, wherever you
is
feel
that
comfortable.
If you wanted to be a good guy in my story, you should have treated me better.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
exactly. One more Scott Hall for that.
Survey says 1 more for the good guy.
But it's just, I'm not trying to drag anybody, because I can, and I have the right to.
You have
and
the
when
right
I say
to.
I can drag, I keep receipts. And I've said it so many times before where it's like, don't go there with me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to go there with me. I don't want to be that person, and people have pushed me to be the villain, and I'm okay with being the villain. Like, that's one thing that, am I allowed to curse? I ask everybody, because sometimes you got me fucked up. You know, it's one of those things where it's just like, whatever. But back to story life. So I think I was around 12. They separated. You know, obviously my mom is a single mother of 4 kids, 4 girls. And from there, just everything went downhill as far as I can. It went downhill. And I know at that young age, I learned how to disassociate. Whatever felt unsafe, disassociate. You have to still go through the motions. You know, you're still stuck in this environment. There's no way to get out of it. You're in there. You're in it. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, you're a child. So I can say my childhood, I could not wait to be an adult. And to this day, when people say, oh, I wish I could go back, I don't. The life that I have built, I worked very hard. And I remember being bounced around, and I remember my parents giving up on me because I was so misunderstood. And a lot of the memories kind of got forgotten. It's the brain's way of protecting itself from all that trauma. So a lot of the memories got forgotten, that I'm still kind of working with a therapist to try and either uncover or just find a way to let it go. With trauma therapy, that's completely different from regular therapy. But besides that, I go into story after story. It kind of gets all mingled up.
We've got an hour. An hour plus, give or take.
But man, so from Hilden, I went to Patterson, and then Patterson to Hopakong, and I stayed in Hopakong for about 1.5 years, maybe. I can only remember the grades that I was in, because each grade I was shipped somewhere else. And I was not an easy kid. I was not. Who you see now was double back then. I knew, like, I learned how to tame the passion. Like, don't call me crazy. Don't confuse crazy with passion, okay? You want to see crazy, I'll show you crazy. You want to see passionate, I'll show you how I go hard for myself and for other people. So whenever somebody says, "Oh, you crazy," I'm not crazy. I'm passionate. Like,
this is tamed.
This is tame. Yes, you want to see crazy? Like, let me just dive down to hell and bring my demons back so you can see what's up. Did
the therapy, did that help you, or did it give you the tools or begin to allow you to start to unpack some of the trauma and some of the events that took place in your life, and allowed you to basically be functional here as in your adulthood?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like therapy teaches you how to step out of your own world, your own perception, and look at the other people's perception. So I'm looking at it how I was, right? How I was hurt. But if I take myself out of the equation and put myself into my mother's shoes, now I'm dealing with a daughter that's not listening, that's always angry, that's always fighting people, always snapping, stomping around. So that's what therapy did for me, where it's like you stop and look at the other's point of view, figure out who you are to them. And your emotions are still valid. What you went through is still valid. And at the same time, you need to step outside of yourself. A lot of people, everything's internalized. Everything's like, oh, me. Okay, but what are you doing to cause that behavior? What are you doing to cause that reaction? I think that's what people don't realize. Even in our adulthood, you'll see friendships being broken apart, right? Mm-hmm. What did you add to create that reaction? What did you add to that whole pot of bullshit that happened? Because a lot of people like to play the victim. It's like, oh, I have no idea. You do. And if you really don't know, then pick up the phone, figure, and just, hey, what did I do? Like, it's just a simple phrase. What did I do and how can I make it better? Do you want to just keep this separate? Do you want to be cordial? There's conversations. Communication is such a huge thing that people don't get it. They don't get it.
You said conversations, unfiltered, authentic conversations. Yeah. That is what we did there. Yahtzee. But off of that, there's a reel that I talked about a few episodes back. I'm going to keep bringing it up because it was a game changer for me. And again, it's one that I took to heart. I saved in my memories and my history and whatnot.
Your core memory?
Yes, so I could always refer to it. And it was a woman. She was I don't know if it was a pastor or a motivational speaker. They said that there are people in your life that are attached to you, and there are people in your life that are assigned to you. So you have people that I know you have in your memory bank, as well as everyone that you think about in life that, they were just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And they were looking for what they could get out of you. It didn't always have to be monetarily. It could have been emotionally. It could have been physically. It could have been a number of different aspects of it. But they were there for a come up. And then you have other people, you think about your core, your day ones that have been with you through and through, your constants. No, they were assigned to be in your life.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
So
they're there for the long haul.
I really like using day ones and day twos.
Yes.
Day ones, that's my child. Those are my childhood homies. They like Jesus. We all met my best friend, Jesus. Yeah. Those are people that, and I would say I have two that are still with us. And one, she passed away, I want to say 3 years ago. That's my circle. That's it. That's childhood. They have seen me from we were walking up and down the streets in Patterson. They've seen the highs, the lows. Jesus has seen every boyfriend that I have had. So those are my day ones. And my day twos, I get to choose those. And I get to eliminate. I get to add, subtract, and man, I like the day twos that are in my circle, because it's genuine.
Oh, yeah.
It's genuine. And I know you're part of that, Marv, behind the glasses, part of that.
We try.
It's awesome. It's just, you want to be around people that uplift you and, don't make it seem like you're a part of a bigger problem, because I do feel like a lot of people from family or from the past, they like to use you as a tool where it's just like, oh, well, you did this, you, and it messes with your head. So it's important to be, surround yourself with people that make you happy.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then if you run into anybody, which I have had, that causes you to go back to that mental space where it's like, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I can't do this, they gotta go.
Yes.
They gotta go. Like, that's it. There's no, and there doesn't need to be a whole conversation about it. It's like, I don't like how you're making me feel. I've said X, Y, and Z to you, and you're continuing with the behavior. Bye. You get cut.
Oh my
God.
You mean tell me when I'm telling lies? She ain't telling lies this time.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Marvelous on the boards.
Marvelous.
When this man gave himself his own drop, I was like, you was already goated. You just
Marvelous.
He likes to say that I started calling him Marvelous. I'm like, I can't be the only one. But no, we're gonna keep it going. You are a mother of two. You mentioned about your daughter. You also have a son. You are a mother of a special needs child. I little bit about my viewers do know this. I did teach for about 7 years in Union Public Schools as well as the New York Public Schools, and I worked with special needs children all the way from pre-K all the way to high school, 12th grade, on a number of different IEPs and members of the spectrum and so forth. And it was definitely a learning experience, to say the least. It takes a very, very dedicated, loving, special person to work with special people, because they are people at the end of the day, who are going through their ups and downs of just life. So before we get to navigating it now, when did you and your husband find out that he was going to be born with special needs?
So he actually just got properly diagnosed this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that, I'm not proud of it. It's just the way that things have happened. So my daughter didn't speak until she was in first grade. So we already knew, we already had an idea of, okay, this is going to be another hurdle that we have to cross. So Ava, I'll start with her because she was my complete learning experience, where I'm just like, oh my God, she's not hitting her milestones. And you kind of notice it right away. I think it's more getting out of your own head, getting out of your own way with the denial.
Yeah, denial is a powerful thing.
Yeah,
we've talked about this on that show multiple times.
And
it is.
That ego, that, oh, it can never be my kid. Yes, it can. It can be anybody's kid. You know, environmental factors come in. Just sometimes where you live, you know, and your kid's not, it's I don't want to, let me not start. Let me not get down too far into the rabbit hole. But with Ava, she didn't speak until she was in first grade. So we noticed when the doctor would hand us the milestone sheets, and I would look at it, I'm like, okay, well, she's not really doing most of this. So then we'll mention something, they'll give us a slip to go to speech therapy. And then one of my friends, and that's the one thing I think everybody needs to learn how to do, ask for help.
Yes.
Ask for help.
Yes.
At least with my kids, I'll ask for help. If it's decorating, I got this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
I think that's your thing.
Yeah, that's your thing.
But I think that people need to learn how to ask for help, because there's no pride there. There's no ego there. I will flat out say, can you please help me? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. You know, and that's how it happened with my daughter, where I called one of my friends. She works in the school system, and she pushed me towards a program that has special needs preschool. So even before she went into the regular school system, which some people wait for, in order to get that process with the IEP going, we had it in preschool. So, oh no, I'm lying. We had early intervention. So that's like, I think until 2, maybe 3 years old. So my kids were always in therapy. Yeah. And as soon the program that I had Ava in, I was pregnant with my son. So she turned 2 when I was 8 months pregnant. And during that time, I spoke about it. I think I spoke privately to you about it. Where,
I think you did. Yeah,
during that time, my husband and I, we were homeless. And that's around the time Ava completely, she had 1 or 2 words, but she completely stopped talking. And that was from taking her out of her environment. And then just everything was up in the air. So I don't know what she went through at that time. I only knew what I went through. And I was pregnant, heavily pregnant. And, you know, my husband's working 3 jobs to try and make sure we get out of that situation. So it was a very hard time. And I do know scientifically that affected my pregnancy. You know, I've spoken to people where they're like, yeah, trauma to your body while you're pregnant passes through. And that's just a whole nother world to kind of dive into to really understand. But
so you were homeless and pregnant.
Homeless and pregnant, which, man, even just like sitting there and sitting on that and listening to that, and then knowing where I'm at now, where I could kick back and you see that I have designer things, and I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. You know, we've come a long way.
Give me another. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
One more.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Love you, girl. Love you, girl. Girl power. No, it's definitely full circle. You know, when you think about, you know, that experience, because I've interviewed people on that couch who've been homeless, but homeless and pregnant. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Imagine being hungry and you can't.
Yeah, hungry for 2.
Yeah, you know. So there was a lot of sacrifices that needed to be made. But I guess with my background, before I even got dropped into that chaos, we were good on white rice and a fried egg. You know, so it's like sometimes that struggle meal, that's comfort at this point.
Yeah, you're used to it.
Corned beef and hash, you know, the pork and beans. Like I still eat it because I like it. It reminds me of a time where we were low, but there was so much love in our household.
Yeah,
we didn't see any of that. It's just like, yo,
we're here.
We're here. Like, you know, what are you gonna do?
Like good times.
And I remember when we bought our first couch, my friend and I were laughing, but I was like, damn, my poor kid. When we bought our first couch in the apartment that we were finally able to settle in, my daughter said, we made it. I was like, wow, a couch.
Small victories.
A couch. So it's just little things like that where I'm just like, damn. But we tried. I was 22 when I had Ava and 24 when I had LJ. LJ stands for Little Jacob. His name is Jacob. So I bounce back and forth between LJ and Jacob. So if anybody gets confused, his dad's name is Jacob, his name is Jacob, but we don't use Junior. It's LJ.
That's the Puerto Rican in you.
That's yeah. I don't like that Junior. It's like no, it's LJ. So yeah, as far as when we kind of knew immediately when you call for his name, he wouldn't answer. Ava answered. Ava was wild. She was, oh my gosh, she's wild. She is me.
She's
she is like
you.
me. I spit her out.
She's you 2.0. She's Ash 2.0h. I tell you that all the time. She's Ash 2.0. I swear
that I know how to handle it. I don't know she's spicy. Like, there's moments where we just stare at each other and she gives me the same look that I give. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have this round because I'm trying not to laugh.
You and your daughter are doing like the Spider-Man meme, like looking at each other like, wait, I'm spicy.
Yeah. I mean, but there are signs to look out for. Definitely signs to look out for. The lack of eye contact, no fear of danger. Like my son, before he, oh my goodness, I'm giving myself away. Before he even knew how to walk, we had a loft bed and the crib pushed under it. We needed as much room in our one bedroom as possible. So the crib was under that and he would climb out of the crib and balance by the edge of his toes. He would hang on to the edge of the crib, hang on to the top of the loft bed and just kind of shimmy his way across. Wow. And I was just so tired. I look at him like, well, you know what? If you fall, you fall. Like,
if he dies, he dies.
I don't know how.
Doing Rocky here. Doing Rocky here.
You fall, you fall. But I was just staring at him, just kind of use his. He had like this little grip where he would take his toes and curl it.
Oh my God.
And man, when I say no fear, I was just like, okay, whatever, But we had fun. It was good times. As hard as it was, we made the best of everything. But yeah, I think talking was the main thing that we were just like, okay, we need to fix this. It was never, oh, my son has autism. Oh, my daughter has autism. Like, it was never really like that. It was just like, how can I make you be better?
Yeah.
So it's like what I like to say is just live in the solution. Understand the problem, but that it's just live in the solution. Figure out how you got to get out of that problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to sit in there and fester and act like their life is woe. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all you can do is figure it out. You're homeless, figure it out. Like find the solution.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing on a daily basis.
I love it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're here with Ash Lazu. That's called a reset for kids, by the way. Communications degree, Penn State. So yes, no problems, only solutions. I don't believe everyone gets L's. I don't believe in losses.
It's a lesson.
It's lessons. Mm-hmm. It's lessons. You can have a loser mentality. You can be a loser in your mindset, but every loss is not a loss. It's a lesson. How'd you get better from that? How'd you learn from that? How'd you grow from that? How'd you evolve from that? So
it's evolution. How'd you evolve from that?
Hence the music. The drop god. One more Scott Hall for this guy.
Survey says one more for the good guy.
I love it. Business owner. The wax guru, what you're known for around these parts here in Jersey. You have one of the most successful waxing companies going. Business owner over here, IBO, independent business owner. Perfect. You built that. You built that brick by brick. You know what I mean? Just like freaking. Just like the American dream right there. You're living it. And I talk about the mall. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you always have it in your mind? Were you determined to do it, or did you kind of just stumble into it? I love hearing people talk about, well, no, it just happened. Like, no. Like, tell me, how did it come to be?
You're gonna laugh at me. So just like podcasting, I had no interest in running my own business. I wanted to go to work, go home. As soon as I left work, don't bother me.
Right.
Don't bother me.
Business hours.
Yeah,
between here and here.
That's it. It kind of happened, with my children needing me more. The place I was working at that time, I was miserable.
Oh yeah.
Completely miserable. And because I'm a hard worker. My work ethic, I have to say, is where I'm at today. Like that drive, that determination from not having anything. So you see money and you're going to like it. You want to keep going harder for it. So it's that survival mentality where it's just like, oh, okay, let's hustle. Let's get this done. And I brought that to any job I went to. So throughout I've been a waxer for 15 years. So each place that I worked at, I always brought myself up to be the wax trainer. So that's why I call myself the guru. Anybody that needed help on how to wax or how to wax properly, I was the one teaching them.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Again.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Continue, sorry.
So I became everybody's wax trainer. And that's where the guru mentality came from, and that was just an Instagram name because I wanted to keep my personal Instagram to where I post my kids to me, and then the wax guru, my clients wanted to see my family. They wanted to see just me because we create these relationships, and the wax guru was the Instagram name. And then as I saw people just kind of following and commenting and whatever I decided to post to share, I realized I would get more likes there than my actual social media. And then I would start telling them, I'm thinking about doing my own thing. Like, I'm not happy here. And from there, it just kind of like went full circle. One of my clients, she owned a salon. And when I told her, all right, I'm done, let's go, I left my job that Saturday. By the following Thursday, they had a room built within that weekend so that I could work there. I went straight there, and then my first week, I made like $1,500 in a weekend. So I was like, oh, okay.
That's a Dom DeMarco.
I was so shocked. So working and busting my ass for hours and only coming home with what, $300-$400 a week to $15. In my first week, I was like, oh, I should have done this. I should have been done this.
Right.
So from there, it just kind of evolved. It went from there to another space, where now I'm in a salon suite, and let me tell you, salon suites, it's the way to go. They're very smart because you're only paying your rent and everything else is in your pocket. Mm-hmm. I built my business literally brick by brick. There's no loan. I didn't take out any loans. So all my income, that's my income, and that, I think that says a lot more than these, there are people out there that they want the big show. They want the big storefront, and which is fine. It's fine. You want that? That's great. I don't need much to be happy. Coming from my background up until now, I really don't need much to be happy. Just, I want to make my money, control my schedule. I work 3 days a week and I still make a full-time paycheck, and that's financial freedom it's what you want. It's not the fanfare. It's financial freedom, so I can block out my schedule and take a 2-week trip with my family and still be okay. That's the real goal, is financial freedom. I went into business for myself, for my kids. If I have to say, hey, I can't come in today, let's reschedule your appointment, all of my clients are okay with it because they know my situation. And I think being transparent about your life, being transparent about yourself in general. So many people try to fake the funk and hide pieces of who they are and what they're struggling with. Just talk. Yeah. Talk it out. And you'll be surprised who will want to help you. Everything I know now is from my clients. It's from me being vulnerable, me opening up and telling them, I'm not okay. This is what happened. My daughter's being a little asshole. My son's being a little shit. They're showing this kind of behavior. And they'll turn around like, oh, girl, I got you. Go to Perform Care. They'll give me the number. I'll call. And now they're in there. It's like my kids are in therapy because a client pointed me in the right direction. And from that client pointing me in the right direction, I'm able to point more clients in the right direction. As far as, oh, you need help? Okay, one of my clients told me this. This is what I'm doing. It worked for me. Maybe you should try it. And that's where Exposed with Ash is coming from. One person helped me. I'm helping multiple. Let's blow this shit up.
Oh, my goodness. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Give me 5 rules. Give me some Ric Flair rules right there. Keep them coming. And one more Scott Hall. I love that drop. I love that
Survey
drop.
says one more for the good guy.
Rest in peace, buddy. Oh man, so perfect segue. Dom DeMarco for that. Well, that's how I know you're a podcaster. She understands the segues. I like it. Where's my camera? She understands the segues. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're here with the wax guru, Ash Lazu. So you are a podcaster. You're
Yes.
a podcaster. You were a co-host for a while, and now you decided to branch out and do your own thing.
Yes.
That will segue into the next point, but let's stick right here with Exposed with Ash. I was on the inaugural episode with the rest of the Justice League, with the rest of our 90s sitcom.
My Bravery Bravery Brothers. I got tongue-tied.
Yes, Steve on the boards was there. Chris Sabala was there. Dad, Marvelous Marv was there. It was fun, man.
Yeah, Minx.
Yeah, Minx, love you, girl. Love you, Minx. Gotta have you on here next. She's so mad I haven't had her on yet. And I was like, I'm sorry. A lot of people want to be on this couch. A lot of people want to be on, the U-Goboy Podcast, live from Bravery Studios. They want that, but it's a process. I got you, though. I got you. I promise.
Yahtzee.
So, yeah, another Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing show. It was a very powerful show. I unpacked it with my mom afterward.
How was that?
That was fun. That was
I love
it was
that.
deep. It was deep. She again, very similar upbringing to you. People of color who grew up in the urban sector. We actually we all kind of share similar versions of the same story. My parents were immigrants, as my viewers know, and a lot of trauma, a lot of verbal, emotional abuse, all those great things, or not so great things. Growing up poor, growing up in poverty, and understanding that your scars build the person that you are. I really believe that, and being able to share, good time and bad times on camera is one of the reasons why I started this show, and the feedback and the growth is just testament that I'm doing something right, because we're able to have these unfiltered, authentic conversations. See what I did there? It's on the merch.
You go, boy.
I thought I was just doing that with my music for the longest, since 2009 when I started doing that. But podcasting is taking the music, it's taking me on camera, it's taking the communications degree, it's taking the acting, it's taking everything and just putting it at the forefront.
Yeah.
So to your show and that first episode, from my perspective, it did a good job of just unpacking and revealing that, and it was really deep and very, very spiritually healing. I'd say so.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes, and it was just the first episode. Just the first episode.
I will. No, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
I am a healer.
You are.
I am a healer, and I say it. I'm very spiritual, and I love my spirituality. I don't think nobody can ever make me feel bad for it.
No.
And,
I'm right with you on that. Same way of mine.
Man, I love that you said that. I feel like that's my real purpose in life. Is like let's heal. Let's ease that heaviness.
Yes. So with your show, when you decide, like, okay, I got my own space, I'm a wax guru, so I want to be a podcaster now. I want to be able to share these stories from anybody, not just my clients, but anyone who I feel like has a story to tell. Was that hard for you to start? Was that hard for you to take that step? I remember we had that conversation, had a couple conversations off camera about you putting yourself out there and doing it. Like, was starting the hardest part?
It is. I can't say it was. It is, because I'm still in the process of starting. So we've done an episode. There's more coming. They haven't been released yet. I think it's more. From my experience, people like to use your words against you in a negative. Yeah. So I'm trying to find a way to make sure that I cover myself, because it will be deep episodes. It will talk about some really hard. Some hard
truths.
Yeah, truths and trauma, and I have to make sure legally I cover myself. I remember our conversation because we were on the show, and I was just listening, and a part of it was, maybe it was my perception, but it was like, oh, everybody wants to be a podcaster now. And in my head, I'm like, why not? We all have a story. I know we all have a story. So I know that when I do tell mine, it inspires the next person. Damn, she did that. Maybe I can, and not tell their story into the public, but maybe they could go back to their parents and say, you did this to me and it wasn't okay. And that alone is healing, so it's just, I just want to, I want to be able to, because I'm still healing along as I go. And,
absolutely.
My story, I always wanted to write it down and just publish it in a book, put it out there, and whoever sees it, whatever. But that was for me. And for me wanting to tell my story, it kind of evolved. And it always goes back to my clients. That's why it's exposed with Ash, because they expose more than what's getting waxed. And with them exposing certain things, I was able to go back to my parents and tell them of an event that happened to me for a long time, and they had no idea. And by me having the guts to say that, it was so healing. The reactions that I got from my parents, and the maturity that came with it. Try not to reveal too much.
You can reveal whatever you want. It's unfiltered,
I know.
authentic conversations, but it's whatever.
I just don't want to cry. I'm like, my makeup's done. There is an event in my childhood, and I think that parents need to know, don't just hide your daughters from men. That's like the big, don't sit on so-and-so's lap, don't do this, don't do that. And there was an event in my childhood where from, I want to say, kindergarten, year 5, right?
Yeah, you're about 5.
So around from that age up until I was 11 years old, I was molested by a female family member who was a babysitter of everybody.
A babysitter, so entrusted with childcare.
Yeah. Family member, though.
Family member on top of that.
Yeah. So that's why it's just like, it could be, and my heart is pounding.
It's okay.
That's why, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
And that's why I've said it before. The overprotective mother was the child who was not protected. So that alone, one of my clients gave me the guts to tell my parents, and if the person that likes to stalk my page is watching, they know. That's like a little boom. Yeah. So that went on for years, and that went into grooming, and it went into like this deep sense of like, you feel dirty, you don't want to say anything. There's the shame that you feel. Yeah. So it was like, that was a chunk of my childhood where it was instant disassociation. So that's where it started. And then from there, the parents getting divorced. And then, my dad hates my mom hates the dad. So they're fighting against each other, using us as tools. We were tools, to hurt the other person. So that alone, and that was just a small part of everything that went on. So I did have that one client. She told me about her experience, and I was just staring at her. And I would never forget it. I told her, I gave her a piece of advice that I had to take. So I had to look within after I told her that, because I was like, she mentioned being so hurt from an event that happened. And I'm like, okay, well, your parents love you no matter what. I said, and if you tell them anything, I don't think you're going to be, if you're the victim, I don't think they're going to be upset with you. So when she left, I was just like, whoa, I need to take that same advice. So my mother and I, we have a very roller coaster type of relationship. It's never good, but she was the first person I called. And I told her I had to have another person on the phone, and just to kind of, everybody likes to invalidate what I say. So I had to have somebody else on the phone, because it was one of those things where, this person can say, yeah, she's telling the truth. Right. Because it was always, oh no, you're too much. That's what I heard my entire life. You're too much.
And that's like a part, that's like a part of it that like basically discredits what you're saying, or makes you feel like, oh, it makes you question yourself, like, wow, am I crazy? Am I making stuff like,
nice little gaslighting right there.
Yeah. 101 textbook right there. Oh man.
So I lived with that. I had to live with that for years, and I didn't, it didn't come to the surface until I was triggered by it, and then when I get triggered by it, you see a whole nother person come out of me, so I was just like, yeah, this isn't, I don't like this, so when I told my mother, eventually I told my father, and my father and I, we're so close, so he was was just staring at me, and he has these huge eyes where he was just like, he was stuck. And I'm like, Pop, I'm good. You know, it's just, I feel like it's something that you need to know because of events that are happening now, you know? So, yeah, that was like a big event that happened as far as childhood. And don't just protect your daughters from the men. It's the woman too. You know, and I feel like they're a lot sneakier because it comes off as a nurturing, I'm taking care of your child.
Yeah, it's still grooming. It's still predatory behavior for sure.
So predator behavior.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's why when I tell you predator behavior is a trigger, I can pinpoint it within seconds. You know, if not minutes, you know, just to see somebody watching you from the corner of the room. And it's just when I'm uncomfortable around somebody, it's my body's way of telling me, you've been through this before. Yeah. Back up, get away, fast.
Yeah. It's like the video, subscribe to the channel. Round of applause for that. That was beautiful, by the way. Again, that was one of my goals, that this is therapy for me, honestly. And I wanted it to be that for my not my clients, I'm not a therapist, for my guests. I wanted to feel like home, and you should be able to share and tell your truths and unfiltered, authentic conversations, like to have these. You know, I tell people, you know, when they're, you know, sharing or when they feel comfortable sharing, that it's very similar to the Untethered Soul, which I told you to go get, and I still have the ebook. Shout out to my girl for getting it for me for, I think, my birthday last year. And how basically you have a roommate that lives with you, and that everybody says that voice in your head or this, that, or third. No, that's your roommate or your spiritual guide or your conscious or your moral compass, whatever. It's a physical person that's with you, and it's pros and cons. However, it's double-sided. That person wants to protect you, but at the same time, it's very, 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 very common for them to stifle you at times and prevent you from growing and evolving as a person or overcoming things that happen in your life, because it's a protective mechanism. Like, no, we don't want you to do that because it's difficult and you might get hurt. But in the same vein, in the same light, you need to do that to reach your full potential and grow and become the person you're meant to be. So for you to share that, for you to become the woman that you've become, to be a mother, to be a podcaster, to be a business owner, to be a wife, to be a tastemaker, a brand ambassador, whatever, all the nouns and adjectives. You know, it's just kudos to you. So round of applause once again for Ash Lazu.
Diamonds are forever.
They're forever. Tell me when I'm telling lies, because she ain't telling none.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
It's funny because I tell people when I get picked on, I'm like, I will air this bitch out. You have no idea. I will air, you know, so it's like,
just that. My quick wit and the jokes or this, that, and a third, that came from a childhood of being picked on, of bullying.
So can we talk about like the dark humor that comes from trauma?
Yes. Yes, we can.
There are things that happen, and me and Jacob, my husband Jacob, would laugh about it, and I'm like, yo, we can't joke like this in front of other people.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
One more.
Emotional damage.
Tons.
It's the dark humor for me.
Because growing up, I mentioned it when you were on the previous show, how I grew up in the hood. I didn't grow up around white people, and I was clowned. Me and my brother were clowned daily for being African. It wasn't cool to be African in the 90s. It just wasn't. So the Lion King jokes, and you know, on top of that, being poor, having Payless shoes and clothes from Kmart, Kmart, all that stuff, clothes on layaway, clothes from thrift stores, hand-me-downs. So it got to a point, I want to say like toward the end of grade school, going into middle school, I'm like, where's that? Load up the savages. Load up the savages. Like, I'm going to come back with the jokes. I'm going to come back with the jokes too. I'm going to come back even harder. So I got to the point they were just like, yo, you could try to clown on Ugo, but
You better be ready.
You better be ready. I'm getting on your mom. I'm getting on your dad. I'm getting on your brother. I'm getting on your snaggletooth, your gap tooth, your Payless shoes. I got pay.
My daughter just started your mama jokes. I'm like, come here. Let's go say this in school.
Oh yeah.
Like you're gonna be ready.
Yeah, man. So it just give me some LA Nights. Give me some years. Like it got to the point. It got to the point. So from end of grade school, throughout middle school, throughout prep school, throughout college, I was just like, come with it. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get to it.
That reminds me of white chicks. Oh, you want to talk about mama?
Get him.
You want to talk about yo mama?
Or how high? Get him.
Get him.
Shout out to Redman from East Orange in Newark, New Jersey.
Actually, did I tell you when I went skydiving, he was sitting next to me, and I was just like, I know who you are.
That's crazy. I met him on his tour bus, and I got secondhand
cool
smoke from that. He's him and Meth, man. They some cool dudes.
Yeah.
They some cool dudes. But we could keep going. I'm definitely gonna have you back on. So quick sidebar, coming in 2024. You know what I mean? Suspense. So we're going to do kind of like a guy talk episode and a girl talk episode where we're going to break down relationships. We're going to break down marriage. We're going to break down dating. We're going to break down situationships, all that good stuff. And we'll have kind of like a round table. I'll be like a moderator, or I'll like pass it off to someone to co-host in my absence or whatever. And we're going to do a round table with guys. We're going to do a round table with girls. So, because again, unfiltered, authentic conversations. Yeah. You see what I did there?
You go, boy.
You're Dom DeMarco. So that's coming in 2024. We got new episodes on the way for days, but we're gonna put a button in it right there. Round of applause for this lady right here. And can I get a Chris Tucker? Can I get a Chris Tucker? I think it's about that time.
Is this what you want?
And another. Come on, Marv. Come on, it's about that time.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want?
Marv back there on the ones and twos. He's scratching. See, I mean, he's on the fader.
Is this what you want?
It's about that time for rapid fire on the spot. So, anyone who has been living under a rock, we've evolved. It's not just 21 questions. Rest in peace to James Lipton. It's a little bit of a twist. It's a little bit of a back and forth as well. You know, some of this is rehearsed. Some of this is not rehearsed. Most of it is not rehearsed.
This is not rehearsed. I forgot about this. This is not rehearsed.
Yes. So if you've got anxiety, this is for you. But this episode of Rapid Fire on the Spot is brought to you by the Wax Guru, Ash Lazu. Exposed with Ash as well. Things Galore US at Etsy. If you could pan to Ash real quick, that lovely picture next to her, just show it off. That's my brother's AI-inspired art company. So grab yourself some goods. Link below. So,
Come on, do it now!
Ash, lovely Ash.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I guess. Do I have like 2 seconds to think, or I have to just like?
You have a 1.5 second.
Okay,
1.5.
Right. 1.5.
So this is Rapid Fire on the Spot. Let's ride. All right. So Ash, what is your favorite word?
Fuck.
I love it. What is Dom DeMarco for that?
Dom DeMarco.
What is your least favorite word?
These are all curse words.
Go for it.
Cunt.
That's a first. Give me a Scott Hall for that. That's a first.
One more for the good guy.
Like when I used it, it's because like you are my least favorite person. So if I'm like this fucking cunt,
oh wow,
I use both.
She combined them. I love it.
Damn.
See you guys next week. I'm joking. Okay. In your group of friends, are you the one that's always late, or the one that everyone brings their problems to?
The one everybody brings their problems to.
And that's why we vibe.
Yeah.
Love it. Heavy as the crown. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
The one that I use daily. Well, it's two. It's give people grace and live in the solution.
Diamonds are forever, please. Those are gems.
Diamonds are forever.
Yes, they are. Worst piece of advice you ever received?
Walk it off.
That could go so many directions. We'll leave that right there.
Sure about that?
Yeah, one more of those.
You sure about that? That's why?
Gonna leave that right on the table, right there. If this was Red Table Talk with friggin' Jada, I would have walked off by then. Celebrity crush growing up.
He's still my crush. What's his name again, or do I have to call my husband?
Tom Hardy.
Oh, God. Yes.
She's in love with Tom
I'm in
Hardy
love.
from Batman.
He has a beautiful mouth. Like his lips. Listen, beautiful man.
And when you have my permission to die.
She watches The Dark Knight Rises. Forget Batman. She watches it for Bane, but he does. He has the mask on.
No,
so.
it's not that movie. It's the one where it's like gangs in New York or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I know what you're
It's
talking
the
about.
comb over and just the whole.
I know.
He's delicious.
Tom Hardy. She's she's waiting. All right, so now we'll mix it up here. We got a little bit of time. This is the on the spot aspect. So this is basically we'll do 3 rounds of it. You ask me a question, I ask you a question. Mix it up.
Okay. Did I go first?
Yeah, just go for it.
Biggest pet peeve.
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of them.
It's top.
Close talkers. People
All
that
up in your face?
Yep. Yeah. That's up there. That's up there. I need space. I need 2 feet. 2 feet.
I had to make kids arms length.
Yeah, arms length.
If you could
arms length.
mush them.
Too close.
You're too close.
Too close.
Little
Like
bop on the
Dylan.
forehead.
Like Dylan. Too close. All right. Favorite perfume. Can only pick one. Can't live without.
Can't live without Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. It's basic. I know it's basic, but that's just, I like that one.
I think I have that one too because it's a unisex. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got one for Christmas a couple years ago. All right, your turn.
Best piece of advice you've been given.
Ooh. Oh man, it's a lot of it.
Whether you like it or don't like it,
That's up there.
learn to love it
That's up there.
because it is the best thing going today.
Oh man. Walk in Love. Walk in Love. It was a sermon by my youth.
I was about to say, I think that's a Bible verse.
Yeah, it's a sermon I believe somewhere in the New Testament. My youth pastor, who's one of my best friends, Jason Muldrow, he gave that sermon. I think I was in middle school when he gave it, or I was toward the end of grade school, and that changed my life. It's like, okay, that person's being a jerk off, but well, it's okay. It's their problem. It's not about you.
That's a them problem.
It's not about you. All right, one more each. Favorite snack. Can't live without.
Can't live without. Snack or
Yeah,
food?
snack. No,
I like
food
the-
snack is not food.
I like
Snack
the-
is.
I like the Reese's Fast Break.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's mind mix, by the way. Nice. All right, you.
Favorite activity you like to do?
Oh man. Eating or sleeping? Eating or sleeping?
Activity. You're going out and doing something.
I'm joking. I'm being facetious. Traveling.
Okay.
Traveling. I love traveling, and my girl loves traveling. So, 2 people that love traveling travel.
Awesome.
So, and I'll bring it home with this one. What is one job you think you would be good at if you weren't a wax guru?
I always
podcaster?
wanted to be a therapist. That was my go-to, child therapist.
Okay.
That was always my go-to until I ran into a issue that triggered me, and I knew that I wasn't right for that job.
I love it. That was on the spot. Rapid fire on the spot. Oh my God. Give me another Chris Tucker. Give me another Chris Tucker. So there we go. Marv had to find it. It's okay. He's still a drop god. Nothing's changed.
You can find me on YouTube, Exposed with Ash. It's a XPOSED with Ash. And on Instagram, you can find me at thewaxguru.co. And if you'd like to book an appointment, I'm located in Belleville, New Jersey on Belmont Ave. Right? Belmont Ave?
I'll put the address up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, www.thewaxguru.co.
Oh my God. Dom DeMarco!
Dom DeMarco.
And where's my camera? You know the deal. You know what to do. U-Goboy88. That's on everything. TikTok,
You go, boy.
IG, Facebook, u-goboy.com. We got two channels. U-Goboy88. That's for the music. U-Goboy Media. That's for the podcast. Clips, reels, full episodes. We're also streaming on, of course, YouTube as well as Spotify. Pretty soon we'll get on Apple Podcasts. Still working on that, but that's coming soon as well. And go stream U-Goboy music. Jonah the Great, Juice vs. Sauce, 5-Star Dancer, Bruce Wayne, Money, Whole Vibe, Tippin', Ezo Cool, All the Time, and Captain Planet. It's like I'm rapping. It's like I'm rapping right now. Another Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
Yes. New episodes on the way. Shout out to the bass. I'm rocking the bass hoodie. That podcast is coming back as well. One more time, round of applause for this lovely young lady. This was fun. We gotta do this again. And we'll bring it on home like this. That's the belts. One more for the good guys.
One more for the good guys.
That's the other belt. That's Ash Lazu. Love you, girl. I'm U-Goboy. Love ya. Yahtzee. Yeah.
Care about the top 10, your top 5 of who the best is. Money straight, my fam straight. I'm George straight, that's Texas. Angel wings on a Lambo. Praise the Lord, that's a blessing. Bentley truck like Lex Luger. Yeah, nigga, I'm flexing. Richard Sherman, I back it up. And your mama, I stack it up. Hey, Bobby, yo, Gotti. Swear to God, I rack it up. Still Jersey, that's all day.
You go, boy. Yahtzee.